Welcome back to Douglas County Small Business Showcase. I'm here today with Crystal Daniel. You can see in the back here, she is the #1 tax diva with taxes and financial services. How are you doing today, Crystal?
I'm doing wonderful. And yourself?
I am doing great. I heard that you just had an accident not too long ago.
Yes, I'm a little down right now. I was in a car accident in October. I had knee surgery, so I'm a little down, but I'm still working.
So, Crystal, tell us about your business.
Yes, ma'am. I have a tax business and financial services. So I do taxes, I do bookkeeping, I help people start operation businesses. I also help, like, when you get in debt with the IRS and you don't want to pay them, I help get that down with offer and compromise. And I just like to help people. I'm a money person, so I've always been good with numbers. That's why I like doing taxes and financial services.
We were talking a little bit earlier before this interview started, and you were telling me some of the reasons you got into business for yourself, but also your feelings on getting into business for yourself. Share that with us.
So feelings on getting in business for myself. I grew up with part entrepreneur and part W-2 worker. My dad worked, and he also had his own business, but he had a steady job. Because being realistic, you need a good job, a steady 2 weeks before you become an entrepreneur. And I was explaining, my mom had her own business, but you also had my dad's job. And when you're doing your entrepreneurship, I think you should learn from other businesses first before you step out on your own. And so I was explaining earlier that I started off at accountability with Miss Sharon, and I started off working for her. She helped me develop, and then I went to another young lady, Miss Nicole. I worked for her for years, and then I developed both two ladies in Douglasville. Last month was Women's Month. So I want to shout out to them. But they helped me to become what I am today. So I think sometimes people jump out into businesses and they sometimes fail because they don't have the knowledge behind it. Some people just think they can go out there and do it, and it's not that simple. It's not easy. Last year was my hardest year ever. But I didn't give up because of the two ladies I worked for before. I got the training of knowing that every day is not going to be easy. Every day is not, you're not going to make money every day. You're going to fail sometimes. Nobody might not come in your business that day because the community changes. You have different people moving in. You have different people moving out. And so that's just a good tab. I love to talk, so cut me out.
That's okay. You're good. We love to hear you talk. So one of the things I have had an opportunity from other folks that we've chatted about with small businesses is the reason a lot of small businesses fail, this is their words, is because people go into it with a lot of debt, and little actual goals and training. What are your feelings on that as a business owner?
I would say that's 100% right. Even myself, I felt. Last year, I was so hard on myself. I said, well, I didn't make any money. And I forgot to tell myself, I tell my clients, the first couple of years of business, you don't see any money because you're pouring so much into your business. You have to do advertisement, but sometimes you overspend because you're looking at the big market, but you don't have to be rich overnight. You take baby steps. And so sometimes business owners get more loans and in debt because they're trying to keep up with the big dog instead of just doing steady by step. And gradually, Chick-fil-A didn't become Chick-fil-A overnight. Chick-fil-A started off Hayfield, Drop House. Second, Greenbrier Mall. It became, and then he became Catholic Church. And now they're everywhere. And everybody has Chick-fil-A mentality. But I think sometimes new business owners, we just start off wrong. You don't have a business plan. You don't have goals. And they expect to become rich overnight. That's not going to happen.
How do you feel that networking plays into small businesses?
Networking plays a lot. You can't think that you know it all. I went to a networking event 2 weeks ago. I learned so much, and they encouraged me because sometimes you get a little sad when you're in business. Your family might not support you. The community might not support you, and you want to give up. But when you go around the other entrepreneurs, they've been there. So they're able to, sometimes, not all, but they help build you up. They might give you pointers of some things that you shouldn't do. But if you listen, then you sometimes can do better. But most time entrepreneurs have the attitude, I don't need no help. I can do it by myself. I don't need to network. Everybody needs to network because there's so many people out there to meet and to learn different ideas that can help your business grow better. So I think networking is very important. I think that Douglasville should do more networking events for small businesses to bring more expos out here, more business expos out here. We have a lot in Atlanta and Cobb and Gwinnett, but we don't have a lot of business expos out here. And we have a lot of businesses out here. So if we do expos, that can help bring other businesses out here. Networking is just a lot. You can't never stop.
My husband is a horse trainer and a rodeo coach, and he always says, when somebody asks him, well, do you think I should go to this clinic or this clinic? And he said, absolutely, go to as many of them as you can, because you're always going to learn something, even if it's the way not to do something.
Yes, ma'am.
So a lot of people don't want to continue that. You know, they've got their
like
education, you know, but they're not willing to go and really continue their education by looking at what's working and not working for people.
Yes, ma'am. And thing is, trends. It might work 10 years ago, but that's not happening this year. You know, and so you have to adapt with the changes too. And sometimes business owners don't want to adapt. But if you're networking, you're seeing more to adapt. If you're still stuck in your office and you're not going around anyone, of course you're going to do the same thing as 10 years ago. And yeah, your clients are leaving because they don't want to do the old school way no more.
So what made you decide that you wanted to start your own business, go into business for yourself?
COVID. I got to accident October 2020, and it changed me. I developed anxiety. Long story short, I don't like driving like that no more. So I started working at home. Then COVID happened. Like, I could do this by myself. And so I've always wanted to own my own daycare. This is not a daycare, you guys. But that didn't happen for me. I wound up doing taxes because I enjoy helping people. Even if you owe, I help enjoy you not owe as much as you should owe. I like help educating on you why you do owe. I love helping people get refunds. And I just enjoy talking to people all the time. I don't meet a stranger. And so, like, everywhere I go, people know I do taxes, but I'm doing other places. I'm advertising other companies I'm working for. And I was like, I want to advertise myself. My mama had her own business. I could do it too. My dad had his own. So I said, you know what? It's time to go out there on faith and do it yourself. I talked to my husband. I think it should be a family discussion. If you have a family, it should be an individual discussion because it affects the whole family. And I talked to my family, and I went for it. Make sure you have a good, strong mentor. And my mentors were encouraging me to go out on my own. They felt like I was ready for it.
What are some other things that you think that Douglas County could do to help grow? Because we know that there's been this push to bring in some bigger businesses.
Right.
But the small businesses are the heart of the community because they're the ones that give back. They're the ones that know their neighbors. They're the ones that, that are not transient. Their businesses aren't from New York or Washington, D.C. or whatever. Yeah.
It's not going nowhere.
So what do you think that the county itself could do to help bring in, or just basically to help build more small businesses and to bring in the right kind of small businesses?
I think it'll start also with the county, like I was saying, with networking. Unless I'm missing something, I don't see where we offer a lot of opportunities for other business from other places to come here and see what Douglas County has to offer. And by doing that, it can help the smaller businesses because other people will know about what's out here. Some people don't even know where Douglasville is. So how can the small businesses survive? Because you just don't survive off of your community. Your community is not just Douglasville. It winds up branching out. Billerica, Winston, you got Carrollton that's not too far from us. And I just don't think we do a lot of networking for the small businesses out here. You have Hudson's that's been out here forever and Gumbos, but those were small businesses when they started off. They've been out here a larger time now, but how did they become business that they are today? They did it by referring clients. Douglas County would have banners up. I was a little younger when Hudson's came out. I probably was not even born when they were open. But I just see how they're still standing strong to this day.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's because of them doing so much for the community. But I will say small businesses, too, have to get out into the community. You have to go to the different parks. You have to meet the different people in the community to see what is needed. So with the tax services, people will say, well, your prices are too high. But you won't know that if you're not in the community to see that your prices are too high. Or they might say, well, can you offer financial services for students? I'm trying to get in with the education system where I can speak to the students and teach them about financial services. But I hate to hear people saying, well, Douglasville's not doing enough for small business. But what are you doing for Douglasville as a small business owner? What are you giving back? So this year with my tax business, like we do a raffle every week. We give out free vacations. It's a voucher. So they pay, it's a 3-night or 3-day, 2-night stay just to give back. Because everybody likes to take. What can I do, Douglasville, to help you? And what could Douglasville do to help small businesses? First thing, as a small business owner, stop bringing the big dogs to take over. They're taking over all the land. So for small businesses, did gain enough revenue where they could build their own place, by the time we get the money to do it, it's not going to be any land available because of the warehouse industry and the car washes and just taking over. Everywhere I look, that's all I see. And so it sometimes deters small businesses because it's like Douglas County is giving more grant and more funding. As a small business owner, I haven't got anything from Douglas County.
No tax breaks or
No
anything?
tax breaks or nothing.
Yeah, because a lot of the warehouses that came in here were getting tax breaks at the small businesses.
Amazon, they gave them one.
Yeah.
10 years. I mean, who would want to? I would do that. But we don't get that as small business owners.
No.
But we're the ones that's here that's got to deal with it when it's good, bad, ugly, or sad.
Well, and something I have learned too through doing these is it's not those big businesses that are giving back to the nonprofits in the community. They're not the ones who are, volunteering at the school. Supposedly they're giving money, but nobody can really show us where that's gone.
Right.
But the small businesses are the ones that are involved in that. We have a small nonprofit, and it's always the small businesses that come in and say, how can we help?
Or the churches.
What can we do?
That's it. Small business churches.
Absolutely. So, okay. So my final question is, what is one tip you can give to those out there about their taxes?
Make sure you look at your W-2 before it's time to look at your W-2. I always tell people mid-tax season, are you checking your withholdings? Are you seeing how much is coming out? Yes! But they just automatically let the human resource person do it. Human resource person is not in control of your W-2 and your withholdings. And then when they come to me and it's time to file the tax, I didn't pay any federal? What do you mean? I didn't select that. Yes, you did. You choose that. You sign that. And so I that's a major tip that my daddy taught me at an early age, to check my withholdings, check it 2 or 3 times of the year, because at the end of the day, it's computer generated now. So it's not like handwritten. And computers make mistakes. We all know that. So I say just making sure you're taking the time to look at your taxes throughout the year instead of when January hits.
Well, thank you again for meeting with us, and the best of luck with your business. And thank you for all of your insight. We greatly appreciate it.
Thank you, Douglas County. Y'all have a good day.
Don't forget, join us for Small Business Showcase here in Douglas County. Whether you have a business or a nonprofit, we would be happy to feature you. Don't forget how to contact us. That's melody@exodusranch.com, and we look forward to seeing you again soon.